What's up, guys? It's Eric here with Traveling Trading. Just wanted to kind of get into this trade review here real quick today that pretty much went off on the alerts. It was, pretty simple trade, kind of straightforward. Um, Today, was a good example of guys, why you almost never really want to count a stock out. Um, I mean, today we had PPSI. This thing went to 216%. Good runner for the day. So pretty easy to kind of capitalize on that gain today. So hopefully you were able to do that. And, just wanted to kind of brush over it a little bit so you guys can kind of get a sense of what I mean um, as far as, not counting a stock out and also, just kind of letting your winners win. And, we kind of talked about, trailing stop losses in the chat room and stuff like that. And I'll kind of touch on that a little bit too. But yeah, just want to kind of review this trade here with you guys so you can kind of get a sense of this one. Okay. Um, but pretty much it was a pretty straightforward, alert that came through. We got it fresh this morning. So it's pretty much been running all day. Now, there was a time where it was not probably ideal to enter in, but it's kind of easy to recognize that. And that's why cutting your losses quickly is very, very important too. Um, so we got this thing alerted first thing in the morning, I believe. It was like, yeah. So at like 5:01, got that alert there. And then pretty much it started to run from there. Pretty much a high of 470. This thing went all the way over 200%. So, you know, when you've alerted countlessly throughout the day, that and a few other runners like, I traded PPSI twice and also traded NEGG. So those are my three trades for today. I didn't touch really anything else, and we'll go over all those trades so you guys can kind of get a glimpse of that. But let me kind of show you what I was looking at and what I'm talking about as well too, because you'll see in the Facebook group that, my entries and exits weren't even that ideal. Um, you guys want to know like, hey, well, how do when to get in, when to get out, and what's your point of view when it comes to making the trades. Me personally, guys, I know I'm never going to catch the bottom and I'm never going to catch the top. That's why you have to have your set goal and profit taken in mind, and also why you want to have your strategies on lock. Because once you do that, you your trade can't go wrong. Even if the stock ran 1,000%, guess what? I hit my goal. I'm good to go. And it was plenty of times in this where you can get easily faked out. I actually watched who was it? I think Terrence was traded. He kept getting in at the wrong time on this, and then eventually when the other time came around, he got in and nailed it. So he had five losing trades, and the sixth trade he took was the winner that put him in the green. So, you know, cutting losses quickly, guys, is very, very important. So me, I got in the first time at 625. Remind you, this thing was alerted at like $4 and change in the morning. But if you look at this stock here, it kept giving you the idea of the ABCD pattern um, throughout the whole time. And if you don't know what pattern I'm talking about, go back, look at the charts in the Facebook files group, and it'll show you what that pattern is. But it developed the whole time, over these waves. And even after the bell opened, it did it again. It did it again. You guys, you got to give the stock some time to play out, whether it be I trade on the minute, but it sometimes it takes 5 minutes, 30, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it might take for a pattern to form out. And then it's going to either break or continue to do what it's going to do. Those are pretty much the two options. There's no other options at that point. Now, in the middle of this thing breaking out in the beginning of the opening bell, it then eventually crossed into, bearish territory right here. Went below the EMA, went below the volume weighted average price. So let me kind of give you a glimpse of what I'm talking about here. Okay. So I got in at 620. This is just like the very, very beginning. And I didn't even get, that much of a profit. That was on like a 20% gain at that point. It went from like 625 to like 764, right? So I didn't get in until like right around here at this peak. Mind you, I'm sort of chasing here because of the fact that look, the moving average convergence divergence already turned over and this in the green. Usually I don't like to buy on the green. The problem is here, I figured since, we were still in pre-market that it still might have had a little bit room to run, but I was kind of wrong and it was still pulling back here at this point. And I was okay with this because this was within my measurement of risk to reward. I entered it at 620. It went down to like 680. I'm usually calculating for like a good 50 cent to a dollar move when I'm entering a position. And I decided to hold through the bell because I figured, it's Monday, the markets was green. I figured this was going to be the stock that everyone's going to look at. So either a bunch of shorts are going to come in and people are going to take their profits and try to bet against it, or it's going to, rise to the occasion and, fly out the window. It didn't quite fly, but it did pretty good. Now, the reason why I stayed in it as well too is because of the fact that it wasn't really much shorts available, available. So I figured whoever had the shorts had them available already, and the, stats on the shorts, like I showed you guys in the course, is, just kind of obvious that it wasn't going to be much to short there. So I was at a good level of support, especially when the bell opened. I thought, this is pretty well that it was holding up where it was at. And I was watching level two the whole time, making sure it was looking good, and it was looking good. Those that were shorting it was probably taking their little profits, but too many bulls came in a few minutes after the bell. So I was like, okay, that's good. Then it began to rise and rise and rise. I said, okay, that's perfect. It went all the way up to 7. I was happy with that profit there, but I was like, you know what? Let's see what the pullback does. I was willing to risk it. It didn't break, too much of the VWAP, and then it rose again, and then I sold into the 720. So that was my first, big, I guess, gain right there. You want to say that was like a $600 gain, right? Now I was happy I got out because why? It began to pull back, it struggled, and then it eventually broke the VWAP. Even if I was still in the trade at this point, I would probably wanted to get out because it's kind of close to, not only is it close to the VWAP, but it's close to my entry point. I would at least broke even. But I'm glad I took my profits when I did. Like I said, I like to sell into green. This issue right here, again, just happened to be the fact that I was kind of chasing it was pre-market. I just kind of miscalculated that. And even though my entry wasn't ideal, I was able to, rationalize with that, entry and be able to still stay in. So you got to know your limits to your strategy that you're doing too. So that's another thing. This one wasn't even going to be a quick trade. I knew this was going to be a little bit of a hold. So understand that. That was one of the strategies that I did. Now, at this time, I'm out of the stock. Lost my interest there at this point. So I'm not really looking. And I posted it up for you guys, said, okay, I'm done for the day. And then guess what happened? It was alerted again. What time was that? Like 10:30? Which is like, let me pull it up here. We were alerted again that it broke a new high. Yeah, right there. Let me pull it up here for you guys. PPSI, new high day, 835. Now, if I knew that this stock was already in the bearish territory, something like this, breaking a new to 835, breaking your new high of day, and you're the leading volume stock, you're the leading percentage gainer stock, that indicate right there to me there's a potential for another run midday or late in the day. You guys should know this 101. This is just how these small caps are. You break another high a day, you're going to bring more eyes, more people are going to look at it, and that's going to bring in more traders that want to trade it, no matter what time of day it is, because you're moving on momentum at this point. So it went off, and I was like, okay, that is great. Let's see if there's going to be another run for this thing. So what do I usually do after the alert goes off? I wait for that pullback, right? So in this one here, I didn't get into this one. Now, mind you, it's alerted at 8:37, so you have time to watch this. I didn't jump into here until like 9:07 a.m. Me and John was talking about. I think we both got in at like the same time, roughly. I think his entry was a little bit better than mine, but I got in on the pullback and got in at like 79. So that was really, really ideal. And for me to be able to get in there and get the little gain that I got, I was happy with it. I wasn't going to try to push it to the moon because it was already, you know, up quite a bit. But at this point, since I'm already green with the trade, it's okay to, have a conservative stop loss and let it ride. But the whole time, this thing was giving you indication that strength was there. If you were looking at level two, if you're watching a chart, looking at the levels of support, you can easily identify that this thing was going to give you another run. It was really clearly there. So yeah, got in at 978, got out at like 1180 something, like right towards this right here, this cup and handle. Um, so it's pretty you know easy to kind of tell. Once you guys study enough of this stuff, you'll be able to understand it much easier. So this was my time window right here. From like right here, let a cup and handle form. I got in. I know the pullback's coming. Sell into the strength. That easy. Okay. And of course, it ran after hours, but it didn't really do much after hours. I know you guys were kind of thinking that, hey, it might, run some, you know, it might run more after hours, but it didn't. It just kind of, tanked off. So, yeah, that was pretty much PPSI. Pretty easy trade. Ain't no really need to do it in real time for you. I mean, you can go back and get on TradingView and do it real time if you want to help yourself identify it and practice it. So that'll be good, but you don't really have to. But let's take a look at NEGG, Newegg. And it's funny because I was actually on Newegg shopping, looking for some equipment when this actually happened. I was like, hey, what a coincidence. Are they watching me? But no, yeah. So we got alerted with Newegg. And this one was a pretty quick trade. It wasn't, I really wasn't in this one too long. I just figured I'd get in, get some momentum, and get out. Um, got in this thing at like 762, and got out like 18 and change. So it was like a quick little 5% gain. It wasn't much. By the time I seen it and recognized it, it was kind of too late for me. So I was like, I'm not going to be greedy. Try to, you know, do everything and get in there. But yeah, we got alerted. High day, high day, high day. It just had a little quick volume spike, 1380. Um, so you had time to kind of look at that. So, you got alerted at 1380 back down there. Again, I didn't get in until like here. And then I just let it pull back because I'm already at the support level, you know. So let it pull back and then let it rise up, see how much the momentum comes in, looking at the level two. And scaling out, scaling out, scaling out. It went over to 19. I missed about a couple of bucks, but I'm not complaining. I wasn't. My goal wasn't to stay and ride this along for a long time, and it was the end of the day, so I knew it was just kind of in and off strength, and that just kind of comes with knowing where you're at in the market, the timing in the market, and then just getting out before the bell rings. That's what I'm gonna do. So that was the plan there, and that was executed pretty well. Again, I didn't know the top, but I didn't enter in on the bottom either. So it's okay. Your goal is to take a meter to move, not all of it. Meter to move on to the next stock, guys. That is the name of the game. Let it compound. Let the money compound. Do not sit there and try to swing for home runs. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to kind of make this little quick video, recap this for you guys. I'll get to work on the watch list. For those of you that are in the course, I put the hotkeys in the course 110, I believe that's which one it's in. The ones that's in with hotkeys. So you'll be able to kind of see how like you can scale in and scale out, even though that was like in an advanced one. But you guys have access to it. The PDF should be up there for you, so it should be really easy to access. And just kind of practice with that. Um, Worked out well for a lot of people who used it. Um, Helps them better with executing their orders. And you don't have to use it if you're already doing good with what you're doing. That's fine. But just wanted to kind of give you guys that insight since a lot of you were asking for it. So that's the end of today's review of PPSI, the 220% gainer, and also NEGG. And I posted the results in the Facebook group for you guys if you need those there. If you have any questions, email me, comment in the video, let me know. I'll get to it. But other than that, let's get ready for tomorrow. You guys stay green out there, okay? Take care.